2 dana mi nema ona.
PC 137. 137, idemo na OBS. Game capture, yep. Yeah.
Stop. Spalam. Ovdje su dobro. Desi.
Ona što ukida. Nema ništa više. Ovi znaju. Šta nam moram deti? A dobro. Dobro što mi što ovi znaju, pa rog znam, to je najjače.
Možemo, samo moramo ih. Oni su bukvalno, ja sam, krenuli su na mene. 10, isto, taj moment.
Pa mislim ovdje.
Da.
Settings. Settings general app language. Ja nemam ovdje app language, jebate. Upload defaults. What's good?
Da, u subotu rade, ja bojim se da ću se prosut odmah iza. Nema čekaj. O. Dobro. Ne.
Pa tako.
Ne.
Idemo gledaj.
I to sam spal sam. Brnav. Isto je to. Idemo pjeti. Teta.
Reci.
Popogaj, ispod.
Ode. Mana broj. Ne, pazi.
bit. Ja bih ga optimno.
Baš te ukinuo stvari. A dobro, ja se držao bukvalno 40% cijeli game.
Dobro. Sve kako mora, ja bi držao po onim klipnim koristom i ono mora.
260k.
Ajde, šedri, ajde, dok nismo stvari.
Ajde ću ja da den spavam. Ne znaš što više.
Bolje baci stvari, ja bi ovo mogu cijeli dan.
Ali kada za novu reći, prava dan baš. Baš smiješno. Dobro, ali opet, brate, ovo su malo nešto naći, ono.
Nekako je bilo, ali ljudi znaju što uopće da su to.
Ovo je super start, gdje ćeš sa 26.000 dinara, samo dodaješ 2.500 u skor super.
I made a video 3 years ago about how to be a streamer, and it covered a lot of the bases that you will need, and a lot of the stuff here is going to be repetitive information. But I also have something different this time. This time, it's not just me who's going to be telling you how to be a streamer. I've gone ahead and I've asked 100 of my friends, 100 fellow streamers, on advice for somebody who's up and coming or trying to become a streamer. So I have more info for you this time. It's not just me. I literally went out and asked 100 streamers for advice, and I put it all into a PowerPoint presentation, which I'm calling my Ultimate Guide to Streaming 2024 edition. Let's get into it, class. All you will need is a pen and paper and a positive attitude. Step 1 on becoming a streamer. Stop watching this video if you have not yet gone live. I'm being serious. Go live, you lazy fucker. If you have never even attempted to stream before, and you are watching this video on how to be a streamer, you're not serious about it. And this is a problem that's not exclusive to streaming. This is a problem that happens in every single hobby you want to pursue. Do you want to be a runner? Oh, I'm going to look up a bunch of videos on how I should run and how I should train running before I do it. Oh, you want to start working out? Well, I'm going to look up a bunch of videos on how to work out before I start working out. Just do the damn thing. Just do it. Because that is the hardest step, is just doing it. And you'll make a million excuses and you'll put 100 barriers between you and doing the thing. I don't have the right technology. My equipment's not good enough. I don't have anyone who would watch me right now. I don't even know what I stream. Just fucking do it. If you're not even going to try one single stream, then you are not serious about this. And I'm going to prove to you that you're not serious, because the biggest streamer in the world right now is a guy named Jinxie. And for a full year, he streamed on Twitch to an average viewership of 2. 639-hour stream to an average viewership of 2. 3.5 hours live with a peak viewership of 1. That's Jinxie, man. So if you're not willing to be Jinxie, I don't think you're serious about being a streamer. Be Jinxie, go live, come back to this video after you've learned just a little bit. If you've already gone live, congratulations. All right, congrats. You can continue watching this video. Now, the second question you might be asking, well, like, why should I listen to you? Why me? There's a lot of information out there, a lot of people whose entire channels are devoted to how to be a streamer. Why me? Well, I've had some success along the way. I am the second most subscribed to Twitch streamer ever of all time, behind Kai Cenat. I won Streamer of the Year a year or two ago. You know, some successes along the way. This is not me boasting, by the way. I also have the record for the most Twitch subscribers lost by anyone ever, and I still hold that record. But I've had some success streaming. And I care about imparting that, because I know as a fact I will not be a big streamer forever. One day I will completely fall off, or I'll quit entirely because I'm scared of falling off. All right, one of them's going to come. So I might as well get rid of all the information I have, because somebody who's watching this video right now will be replacing me as the biggest streamer in the world one day. or they'll be a top streamer. I've seen people who have made it big, who I would argue are doing shit that I'm not doing, that are very good, who have mentioned me, and I'm very flattered by that fact. So I might as well impart the wisdom while I have it. Extra Emily, I think, is a streamer who I think's fucking killing it right now. And she's mentioned me as someone who inspired her. And I'm flattered by that because she's doing shit that I'm not doing. Every damn stream she's doing something crazy. She makes crack cocaine on the streets of Austin.
Yes? Uh-huh. Oh, I'm cooking steak! I'm cooking steak!
So anyway, let me just give you the wisdom I have. Mentioned me. And I'm very flattered by that fact. So I might as well impart the wisdom while I have it. Extra Emily, I think, is a streamer who I think's fucking killing it right now. And she's mentioned me as someone who inspired her. And I'm flattered by that because she's doing shit that I'm not doing. Every damn stream she's doing something crazy. She makes crack cocaine on the streets of Austin.
Yes? Uh-huh. Oh, I'm cooking steak! I'm cooking steak!
So anyway, let me just give you the wisdom I have, and if you don't trust my opinion, well, good news for you. I also asked 100 streamers how to stream. This is real. I made a Google form. I asked all the questions that I would want to know if I just started streaming, and I asked the biggest streamers you could possibly think of. And this is true. I did ask 100 streamers. That's going to be the title of this YouTube video. I did ask 100 streamers. Disclaimer, 100 people didn't answer me. Okay? I did ask 100 people. It just turns out that only 30% of them actually answered. Not a horrible percentage, by the way. If you're in the MLB and you're batting 30%, that's not bad. That's pretty good, you know? So a lot of dono walls there, a lot of egos hurt along the way. But I did ask for you guys. I mean, these are the names of the people who replied to me. And if you just took a quick look there are a lot of big fucking streamers here. And let's start with the very basic question. What are the perks of being a streamer? Now this one might seem simple. You guys could probably list a few off the top. And the biggest one that most people will think of is money. That is the biggest perk that most people would think of. Is when you think of a streamer, you think of money. Yep, everyone's spending in the chat right now. That's true. I'm going to reveal something here that I think I'm illegally allowed to reveal because I'm no longer a Twitch exclusive streamer. I wasn't able to reveal this last time. Here's how much money I made my last year on Twitch. Again, this is not a flex. I'm just trying to show you. This is why people like to start streaming because they think of the money aspect. There it is. That was my last year on Twitch. 2021, I made $2.5 million. Now bear in mind that money does include this other one. So kind of does inflate it a little bit. That's a big chunk of it. I would argue like half of it. But it's a lot of money. People, you know, they like the idea of streaming because the amount of money you can make. You also have a pretty cool job. You get to game for a living. I mean, that is the core of what streaming is. It is gaming. Literally, for my job, last week, I got to play Stick RPG and gamble in a fake cartoon universe where I was trying to sell cocaine to Girl Scouts who robbed me. That's what I did for my job. That's what I did. It was pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of fun doing it. That's what I got to do. You also get to be like a D-list, F-list celebrity. You're not famous. Don't fucking delude yourself if you're a streamer. But if you walk into a GameStop and you're a big streamer, holy shit, they're gonna recognize you. Macy's, Banana Republic, not so much. But Best Buy, you know, those are our places. That's where the people know us. And you get to even meet some cool people. A lot of people that I liked watching, I got to meet. I got to hang out with, and now I also get to work with. These are the cool things about streaming, but everybody knows this. Everybody knows all the cool shit that comes with streaming. People don't think about some of the negatives, so I'm going to bring up a couple. One, being a micro-celebrity isn't always great, because sometimes you have haters. And I brought an example of a hater here for you today. My biggest hater that I've had for about 3 years now, a guy who will DM me almost every week some mean shit. March 7th, 2022. Ain't no way your ass drive a Vespa. I got COVID a few days ago. It's because of your stupid Vespa. Stop driving the Vespa. Still at it. Just got Dolly, LMFAO. Okay, this picture does make me laugh. It does make me laugh, but still, what is that about? What is that? I'm just minding my own business. It's 1:10 a.m. Holy shit, you did it. I'm so proud. Sometimes it does come full circle. Doesn't mean the hating stops. God, I hope I find your name on Epstein's Island. Okay, you get the idea. Obviously, this is more of a funny hater, but there are very real haters. There are very real consequences to even being a micro-celebrity, and there are a lot of people whose lives are worse because of the attention they get and they don't really like. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing, big streamers tend to work a lot, right? These are my 30 surveyed streamers. I asked them how often they work in a week. And the blue is 0 to 20 hours. You might notice there is no blue. In fact, an equal amount of people work 20 to 39 hours a week. as do 80 plus hours. And I don't think they're bullshitting when they're putting these replies. Because you can literally track the hours of some of these streamers. There are people who are average live 10 hours a day for the entire year, 365 days a year. It's easy enough to go, work, Lamau, this isn't even a real job, whatever, that's fine. The reality is, though, if you were to do that, it would drain you. And you would basically lose everything else in your life along the way. And I have seen streamers do this. They lose everything else on the way because all they do is stream. It is their life. They're not gaining new life experiences, they're just sharing all their life experiences online. And as opposed to a job where you are told how often you are supposed to come in by somebody, you make your own hours. And the more hours you work, the more money you make. But you only make money while you're live, so might as well be live as often as you can. Still. Those negatives aren't that bad. Like all things considered, this is still better than working at a call center, Ludwig. It's really not that bad. So why doesn't everybody stream? You make a lot of money, play video game, hang out with German 985? Yes, me, sign me up, man, sign me up. Well, let's do a little experiment. I want you to think of a streamer. In fact, type one in chat. Think of a streamer. It can be anyone in the world. Think of a streamer. There's a bunch of huge streamers that you guys are listing right now. Maybe you thought of one of these names. Sorry, Ninja, for using this picture. Go Lions. These are the streamers you think of. But I think it's number 9,995, but I rounded up. You will find Mr. 10,000, a guy who averages 268 viewers, who streams really intense gaming sessions that can last 24 hours of playing games like Art and, more recently, Power. And let's just go through a few stats here. Mr. 10,000 averages 262 viewers, streams an average of 7.5 hours every single day for the course of 2023, and has 388 subpoints on Twitch. Here's him explaining what he does in his own words.
I've got my own style, you know what I mean? I'm a fat dude, long hair, gotten fatter as I streamed, but I'm grinding. The way that I stream is by gaming hard. Multiple 24-hour streams in the last couple of days, casually, all the time. One, I'm a video gamer that streams. There's a lot of streamers that play video games, you know what I mean? But I wanted my story to be, I played hard.
Now, this dude's fucking dumb. I hang out in the stream for a couple hours yesterday. He has a great community, and yes, he does game hardcore. And he's been gaming hardcore for a long time. This guy's been streaming longer than Twitch Tracker tracks stats. Longer than I have been streaming myself. It is what you should be thinking of when you think of being a streamer. Because Omnikevka is a very successful streamer. He is in the top 0.08% of streamers in the world. And last month, 7.3 million people went live. He was more successful than 7.29 million people. So don't delude yourself into thinking streaming is being Kai, streaming is being Valkyrie, streaming is being Ninja. Streaming is being Omnikevka. And it is possible to be the biggest, but for the most part, people like Omnikevka are what makes up the streaming world. And they don't get the same attention and critical acclaim that the big people who get the millions of dollars do. Because all the eyes go to those people, but the reality is if you were to start streaming, your life would be a lot more similar to a streamer like Omnikevka, who's grinding. And in his own words said he was in the minds of Twitch. And he still gets to play video games for a living, and he still gets to pay his bills, and he still gets to hang out with cool people in his chat. But don't delude yourself. Don't think that starting the go live button means you will end up being Valkyrie, means you will end up being Kai. Because that's not what streaming is. It is a grind. Okay? It is a grind. Now, before we start the actual session on how to be a streamer, we're going to do a test. And I did this last time. We're going to do it again because this is one of the few kind of hippie things that I believe in, which is manifesting your goals. And the way to do that is by writing them down. And I want this on pen and paper, okay? I want this on pen and paper. I did this when I first started streaming over 6 years ago. I'm going to have you guys do this today. All right? And in fact, I write all of my goals on something I can easily access on my desk. And it's on this little picture of me. On the back of it, I have all my goals. Now you're going to write 3 things on this piece of paper. Section 1, I want you to write your goals with streaming. Now the goal can be different. It can be broad, it can be bold, it can be simple, but it should be honest. If you're gonna say that your goal is to have an altruistic community that you just like making laugh, is that real? Be genuine with yourself. Nobody's in the room with you. Do you actually just want to be fucking rich and a big streamer and famous? That's fine. Let's just be honest with ourselves today, okay? So let's write our goals down. And I'm gonna say one more thing. Goals can be bad, right? I think goals are valuable because they hold you accountable. But just because you achieve your goal does not mean you're done. And just because you don't hit your goal doesn't mean you fail. It's just something to hold you accountable along the way. And it can be as simple as my goal is to go live 3-4 times a week, whatever it is. So write your goal down, whatever it is. Second thing I want you to write some inspiration. Now, I think this is really valuable to do because when you first start out, you're forming some sort of identity. And anytime you watch a streamer in their early career, even very successful streamers like Liam, for example, the speedrunner, you can tell he pulled some inspiration from other people. You know, Liam had some similarities to Clint Stevens. So I want you to list 3 streamers that you like and how you would like to stream them, right? So don't just list 3 streamers that you like that do something you would never do. For example, like, don't list, Tarek Kaide 10s and then you're like, oh, I don't play Valorant. List 3 streamers that you like that do something you would like to do. And then the final thing I would like you to list is why. Why do you want to do this? And this is the part where I want you to be honest. This is the part where I want you to actually answer the question very, very, vulnerably. Why do you want to have 300 concurrent viewers? Why do you want streaming to be a supplementary income? Why do you want streaming to be a full-time job? Why do you want to be the biggest in the world? I don't care how altruistic it is. I don't care how selfish it is. I just care that you know it and that you are honest with yourself, and I think that is valuable. Now, you might have thought, if I saw you not write this down, I'd tell you to quit. All right, this is what I did in the last video. Last time I did this, all right, I had this entire spiel, and then I said, if you didn't write it down, then you should quit. What you should actually do is, if you are writing this down and you have not yet gone live, go live, you lazy fucker. Okay? Stop doing all the auxiliary work without actually doing the thing that you were trying to do. Just go live. You're the only one who can motivate yourself to do the things that you want to do in life. If you're trying to be a streamer, you just gotta go live. You can do all the other shit, like looking up what gear you want to get and writing down all your goals after. Just go live one time for me. Just one fucking time. Okay? And if you've done it, please go back to writing down your goals, inspirations, and your whys. But make sure you've gone live at least once. Just fucking try it, man. Even an hour, I don't care. Just try it. Here are mine. This is actually just a picture directly from my goals list. I have a few goals. My goals have changed. My goals are much more broad. I don't have goals based off objective metrics anymore. I don't care about my subscriber number as much. I don't care about my viewership as much. I just care about being better about what I'm doing. And so they're honestly more like reminders. Be ambitious, be creative, be kind, be patient. Because I think if I am those things, and I remind myself to be those things, then I will be better at everything else in my life. So a goal doesn't have to be get 100 viewers or whatever the fuck. It can be this. It's just a little bit harder to hold yourself accountable when your goal is be ambitious versus an objective number two. Inspiration. Commit Zero, because I think in esports, he is doing stuff that I would like to be doing with more satisfaction. Jinxie, because with very limited tools, Rainbow Six, he has amassed the largest average concurrent viewer base on Twitch, which I find massively impressive. And then Germa985, because his creativity, his ambition to do whatever idea he thinks of and then make it come to life, I still find inspirational. And then why? Why do I stream? Why do I do what I do? Simply put, that's also changed a lot. For a while, it was because I wanted to be a good streamer. Then, it was because I had daily YouTube uploads, and I wanted to keep uploading daily. To keep uploading daily, I had to keep going live. After that, it was to be the biggest. I wanted to be the biggest streamer in the world. And then after I did that, I realized, well, actually what I really care about, and gives me the most value, is making the lives of those around me better. And also, making cool shit. So those are the two things that I care about. Making people's lives around me better, friends, family, whatever. Making cool shit. So those are my two whys. Where should you stream? Answer. Twitch. Now this might sound a little bit ironic, seeing as we are live streaming this on YouTube right now, but Twitch is simply the best platform to stream. It just is. And then a couple more questions that go along with this. To be successful as a streamer, you need to be consistent. This is just simple advice, okay? Another tip that's helped me along the way, you should be as entertaining for 10 viewers as you would for 10,000 viewers. If you were to have 10,000 people raid onto your stream, would you stream differently than with a group of people that are currently watching you? If the answer is yes, that means you are not giving your all. You are waiting for something to give your all. You should be giving your all for 10, as you would for 10,000, because then that 10 is how you grow to 10,000. And the ideal length for a stream is just under 6 hours. Anywhere under 6 hours. Where am I getting this information from? Well, I asked the big streamers in the world what the best streaming platform is. 28 out of 30 said Twitch. One person said YouTube, one person said multi-streaming. I am not sold on multi-streaming. I think multi-streaming fractures communities. There are times where it makes sense. For example, Doug when he does his YouTube versus Twitch, or an event to get the maximum amount of viewers. It works for some people like Charlie because he has a huge YouTube presence. I think it's better to not multi-stream. This is where I'm currently at. You could multi-stream till you find the platform that you like and then go from there, but I think sticking to one is generally better. Nobody said Kick. Now, that could be just because the group I asked. Kick could work for you if you like the 95-5 split, but of the group I asked, everybody said Twitch. And a quick tidbit about Twitch versus YouTube versus Kick versus whatever. Twitch is better for chatters and for streamers. Everything is way more streamlined. There's way more information for streamers on Twitch. YouTube is better for lurkers. Worse for people who chat and worse for people who stream. And Kick, it's Kick. Now this has changed a little bit. This is what the past 3 years have done. Because 3 years ago, I talked about how you have to stream for the video. When you go live, you're basically trying to farm a YouTube video from it. It's changed. Now, most live streams are for the clip. We've condensed it a bit. If you live stream 4, 5, 6 hours, what you really care about getting in that time is a good clip. One great fucking moment is all that matters. Because if you think about it, most of the people in the world who know you will know you from your clip, not your streams. Even people on this list, all right? Kai, Speed, Queso, Jinxie, Pirate Software. You guys might have seen these streamers before. You've probably seen them from a clip. It might have been Speed getting sucked off in Minecraft, right? It might have been Kai breaking the record for the most subs ever of all time. It might have been Pirate Software talking about the YouTube algorithm. It could have been Jinxie hitting his desk with his feet and then falling backwards in his chair because he saw someone in Fortnite with a fat ass. Could have been Queso being called fat again. But you've probably seen the clip. The clip is king. So all you need is one great fucking moment, and then if you throw that moment on YouTube Shorts or TikTok, and it blows up, it's a self-feeding system. More people will go to your stream, they want to see the funny moment happens, you get a new funny moment. And every new big streamer that's exploded from the past couple of years has exploded from clips. Right? All these people I just listed, they've all been exploding because of the clips. Sometimes they're not even posting clips themselves. It's just other people posting clips on their behalf. But it's all about the fucking clip. And you can be contrived about this. You can be natural about this. You can be an over-the-top person to get the clip. You can just be a godlike gamer and happen to get a good clip. But I promise you, if you live stream long enough, shit happens. I mean, that's the fucking beauty of live. Shit happens. Sometimes because you planned it, sometimes because you didn't plan it, and that's just what life is. But you will get a funny-ass clip, and when you do, you just gotta keep rolling with it. You gotta keep trying to recreate that magic. Asking the 30 biggest streamers, I said, do you think YouTube Shorts, TikTok are important for your growth? Because I wanted to know from their perspective. All right, some of these people are established creators. 66.7 still said yes. And bear in mind, almost everybody I asked has been a successful creator since before YouTube Shorts were really a thing. And they still believe, 2/3 of which, that YouTube Shorts and TikTok are important for their growth. So if they believe it en masse, huge majority, then you should also probably believe it. Now, there's an issue with clips. They don't make any fucking money. So it's still important to stream to make a YouTube video. And I've repeated this for my last session, but I think it's still valuable information. When you do a live stream, it is still valuable to have a goal going into the stream of getting a YouTube video out. You go live with a premise, you know, maybe you are going to give your chat your credit card. The bones of the stream is you buying things with your credit card that chat is picked out. And the conclusion is the final list of how much money you spent and everything you bought. Your premise, your bones, your conclusion. It doesn't have to be every stream, mind you. But if you are going live without really thinking about it, just playing a video game and then going offline a couple hours later, I don't think you're really giving it your all. You should be putting damn near an equal amount of time thinking about what you're going to do as you are doing what you are supposed to do. If the entire fucking time you spend working on live streaming, you are live and you are not growing at all, you're making a mistake. Let's use our time more valuably and let's think about what we're going to do so it is more successful long term. Here's an example. Which YouTube video do you think will be better from these two live streams? Do you think it is Jinxie versus 20 girls? Or do you think it is the live stream called Wednesday? Let's just take a stab in the dark here. Most people would argue it's the first option, and they would be right. 20 women versus Jinxie ended up being Jinxie's most viewed video within a week. And I don't think the Wednesday video that came from it did very well. Now, Wednesday streams are still important. You occasionally have to go live with nothing to do but putting Wednesday in your title and playing the game that people like when you play, or talking about the thing people like that you talk about. Because consistency is key. But if you're not interspersing well thought out premises with good bones and good conclusion, I don't think you're doing a good enough job at streaming. How do you find ideas? How do you know what to stream, man? That's the hardest question. What the fuck do you do when you go live? The answer, you gotta watch a lot of live streams to know what's a live stream. I'll tell you a story. I wanted to be a talk show host when I was in high school. Jay Leno even spoke at my sister's graduation from Emerson. And I saw him as he walked out, and I said, Jay, I want to be a talk show host when I grow up. And he said, hey kid, what's your name? And I said, it's Ludwig. And he said, I'll see you there. I filmed all of this. This really happened. I'm not a talk show host today. I thought talk shows were dumb as shit and boring as hell. I never watched them. I didn't even watch them. I thought they were lame. I thought they were lame as shit. The reality is that I actually didn't want to be a talk show host. I think I just wanted to be a rich, famous person who was on TV who got to interview celebrities. Are you guys watching a shit ton of live streams? Because these 30 big fucking streamers who are very busy, some of which are streaming 80 plus hours a week, are watching streams daily. The majority of them are watching streams daily. Over 80% are watching streams a few times a week. I watch streams every single day. I'm not even
Saying
kidding.
Mr.
My
Beast
Twitch
name
rap.
10,000
I watch
times.
Twitch
Mr. Beast,
365 out of 365 days.
Mr.
How do I know about people like JC even though I'm 28 fucking years old?
Saying
Because I
Mr. Beast's
watch
name
people like JC.
10,000
Because I need to know
times.
what's going on.
Mr.
How else am I supposed to keep up, adapt, and come up with
Mr.
ideas? It can't all come from thin air. It can't all come from past experience. I've made 2,000 goddamn videos. I gotta be watching shit. I gotta get inspired. If you're not watching Twitch, you can't become a Twitch streamer. It's also important, though, to think of ideas that work for you. Because, yeah, you can watch somebody, but you can't necessarily do what they do. For example, if you watch me, you can't do, I let my chat spend $10,000, the results are cursed live stream. Because you can't spend 10,000 fucking dollars on a live stream. That would be insane. It would be absurd of you to do. It would be crazy. You shouldn't do that. You also probably can't fly to Japan and drift the J-Schlite, because you probably don't know J-Schlite like that. So if you can't do those things, do not think of ideas that include those things. I think this is a mistake I see all the time. People thinking of ideas that don't actually work for them. Oh man, if only I had 10K, I could do this. Oh man, if only I was friends with J-Schlite, I could collab with him. I would get big quick. What do you actually have around you? You got a funny fucking friend? Do you have a love and passion for mobile gaming? With the tools you have, what would you make? And you can still find inspiration. For example, last week I ranked every single Flash game. Anybody who's watching this could do that. It was fucking $0. I literally looked up Flash games and then played the Flash games. It was like 12 of them. It wasn't even every Flash game. Anyone could do that. So make sure the ideas you are thinking of work for you. Now I asked these 30 streamers, how much planning
Here's how developers at Perplexity and NVIDIA are prompting AI 10 times faster. They're prompting Cursor over 100 times a day. They're typing deep
and inspiration. For example, last week I ranked every single Flash. These 30 streamers, how much planning actually goes in your stream? Because it's an interesting question, you know? Like, how much do they actually plan it out? And for the most part, people are kind of making it up the day of. It was funny. Who made a video 3 years ago? If you haven't to watch YouTube, that you know. At the end of the day, all that matters. It will leap. You'll be in such a better place. You'll be in such a better place because you'll be at the point where you're already making stuff.
All right.
Yeah, when you said Mario Japan, I'm just like, okay, I need to focus. What am I doing? Where am I going?
She's overwhelmed. Her brain can only handle two things.
What did you say?
Yeah, Emily.
Yes! The next test?
That's about alertness and athleticism.
Okay, so we passed.
Yeah, you gotta go fast.
Thank you. You guys didn't have fun.
Yeah, we gotta go.
You didn't have fun without me, right?
This.
What the fuck are you doing?
This is Niran. The rice. So instead of a regular soy sauce, I'm using, no, it's not rice powder.
Bro.
Individual ratings.
Streaming for 30 days. Most important expansion yet. Walk this way down. Unused World of Warcraft. This is the game. Jedan
Daj
pas.
me sad.
Šta je ovo? Zeka.
Uraz, šta je ovo? Što je li nešto sad desilo?
Alright, got it.
Ovo je dečko.
Šta te radimo ovdje, majke?
Spider-Man 2 igra.
Pa evo ti, jebeni ti ja usta smrdljiva. Jel ovako tako tebi desilo ili? Dobro večer, Kandic TV. Brate, si ti nov na kanal, ili si bio pre? Ja, brate, ne znam što te radim ovdje sad, majke mi. Ja sam prvi put na kanalu. Pogledat. Čekaj. Dobrodošli na kanal. I tako, nadam se da ćete svidjeti moj kanal. I live isto i tako. Ja ćeš gledati dalje uživo na live streamu. Hvala ti za sub, brat. Hvala. Ja sad ne znam kako da funkcioniš ovo. Znači, stvarno ne znam kako funkcioniš ovo. Šta treba radim ovdje da čekaj. Počeo sam da streamim prvi mjesec dana, gledam kako ostaje rade posao. Jeli, nisam znao. Da streamaš ovo. I kako je moguće da ništa ne gledam. To ću da opet ulazim, da vidim da nije neki bug, jer ovo nije normalno. Igram World of Warcraft, Fortnite, Dota, CS, op. Kada se igraš sa njima danas? Super, to je baš super jedno. A šta najviše igraš od svega toga kao... Jel više crpaš Fortnite ili kako? World of Warcraft. Jebi ga, moram sve ispočetka. Samo sekund. Gledam šta je trenutno najveća komercijala. Dobijem donation dugme, pa posle mogu opoći. Aha, da. Ja stalno zaboravim za to. Ja samo zaboravim za to da znaš, da za ovi koji počne sa YouTube-a moraju da s time da se bakče, kao. Moraju da se iscimaju da dođu do neke određene kao broja gledanost, sati, subove, da bi moglo tek treba da dobije ili donaciju, pa da poveže se računom i sve to ostaje. Ja sam to sve završio, tako da hvala Bogu, to ne znam ništa da se brinu.
I can make a full EDM track without even touching a dot. Step 1, I asked Marika to auto-generate the lyric.
Misliš? Da, ja sam čuo od nekoga da kao dosta ljudi ne streamuju Spider-Man. I to je malo čudno. Dugo streamaš? Da, još od kada. A imaš 1500, pa dobro, ti si na pola puta. Sve ćeš uspjeti. Nije to pravo. Da, dugo streamam ja sam ti počeo još od 2018. Pa, pomeraju. I dan danas, evo, još uvijek aktivan i tako, evo, sad ću skoro do 2000 subova i tako. Mada ja sam se pauzirao malo sad za ovih par nedelju dana, pošto mi se smorao malo pauza. Imam redovnu ekipu, čak i ljudi sa kojim igram. Ja, zanimljivo. Pa dobro to ovako. I ovdje imaš isto dosta zajednice kao ono. Tako da... Imamo... Nešto mi je, jer ih tipa petero koji gledaju redovno. Ali su najjači. Da. Pa da. Tako ja isto, ono. Nemam tipa puno gledalca, ali tu su oni i nekako, ali dobro raste, mogu utme. Šta ću? Sad treba da vidim, sad baš i ovo. Samo da mi ne baguje više, jebo, stvarno. Evo ga. Dobro je. Sad na primjer stream za 0 ljudi, ali ja nisam mogu da verujem da ću naletiti na toliko broj vjetarita ozbiljnih hita. Pa je vidio. Uvijek će biti takvi neki ljudi koji će da te mrze zbog nečega, tako da veruj mi. Možda pokušaš kogod hoćeš da bi ih zadovoljio, ali dalje ćeš naći takve ljude koji će da te mrze. Verujem, ja to znam jer ja sam to iskusio već milijardu puta. Tako da... Samo ih mani i to je to. Ako išta ono ti pazi, ako ti gledaju stream i piše ti nešto, ne znam šta, nek se drže oni tu. Dobit ćeš od njih tu par sati. Nekak je napio sve kanale i napisao komentare, a live se automatski igraju svaki put kad mogu. Ja stvarno ne znam, pa su oni stvarno uporadni ovdje. Ja ne mogu da razumijem takve ljude koji tako rade nešto. Majke. A šta ćeš? Neću odak si ti, Kandic TV. ko sam ga sjebao, brate.
Sad imamo views, imamo...
Dobro. Aranželovac, ok, dobro. Neka proba svaku, kao da je branim neko, bukvalno. Ali bukvalno su u tom ligu ljudi samo žele da ponižavaju ljudi i misle da bi to oni mogli mnogo bolje, pa mogu oni kurac da popuše samo. Eto ti šta oni mogu. I su to najveći takvi ljudi, brate, ko kažu kao, pa ti ovako trošiš vreme na ove gluposti kao streamovanjem na TikToku, YouTube, tamo, sve je to ovako, znaš, i ponižavaš sebe, brate, nije to ovako. I ne ponižavaš se, nego, brate, bukvalno napraviš content, razumeš? I bukvalno praviš njima entertainment. Razumiješ? Kao što svi ostali rade, znaš. Jer mogu da gledaju kao budala, ali realno, ajde budemo iskreni, brate, ne bi te nazvali tako ovako budalom, da nisu gledali tvoj content i da nisu bili zainteresovani za to. Tako da, ništa u životu nije lako, nije, ni malo ništa nije lako. Sad vidim. Malo baguje, ali šta ćeš ti?
Tako. Dobro jutro, Desi Pink Panteru. Šta ima legendo? To. Mogao sam sad da napravim kafu i da bude ono jutarnji stream. 5 sati.
Kako bi pojel nešto odavde.
Ko mi brani? To ću i da uradim. Sad ću skuvam kafu. Turska jedna, velika. I dolazim.
Ajde, reci to sad, ajde. Evo te. Neće, bit će. Au.
Ready to level up your content? Generate high-quality, human-like voiceovers in seconds with 11 Labs. Perfect for videos, games, articles, and storytelling. Professional voices powered by 11 Labs. Ne znam, kod te dima ništa. Osvačeno. Rat.
Tako, kafica. Opa! Idemo! Ček, sad ću ja da restartujem stream.
Sada vidim.